All right. I don't need to introduce nothing big. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Baldwin.
Joe, you retired? I thought they added you here. I was worried about that. I'm dear friends with an actor named Oliver Platt, and his brother is Adam Platt. And one time I know Adam dearly, and I walked into a restaurant and I started being like a little overly zealous and aggressive when I was so excited to see him. And he was there covertly preparing to do a review. And I was like, Adam, buddy! And he's like the food critic for New York Magazine, I think, at the time. So he was like, shh, you're going. I was like, you're working. Yes, moron. Very excited to be here. I'm here with my brother Daniel and his wife Robin, my brother Steven, as always, is late. And my brother Alec couldn't be here. He's still bruised from being roasted and toasted and ginsued last night at the Apollo Theater. We absolutely destroyed him at the Spike TV roast. It was really, really awesome. Julianne Moore and Jane Krakowski and Robert De Niro, and all of a sudden Bill Clinton walks out and roasted him too. It was a pretty cool night. His ego's a little bit bruised today. But he sends his love and says his thanks. I just wanted to come up. It's so great to come back to the island. I live in Santa Barbara, now a little town called Montecito, and I'm married to my wife China for 26 years. We have 3 kids. They're 17, 15, and 12. And whenever I talk to my friends from Long Island, I put it on speakerphone so my kids could hear the way everybody from Long Island talks. And they get such a great, I can't. I know I'm allowed to curse here, but I won't do it. And I never tell the person I'm talking to, like my kids are in the car listening here on speakerphone. You know, all my old wrestling buddies from Massapequa from Long Island go crazy. My kids can't stay, like almost fall out of the car laughing. Anyway, it's great to be back. My family's still here. 2 of my brothers live in the city, and Daniel, my mom and sisters live up in the Finger Lakes area, but we're down here on the island all the time. And I'm just really proud. I just think the Long Island Hospitality Ball, in particular, but in general, Long Island, the heart and the passion of service and of paying it forward and of giving back is no better represented by this evening. And who better to do it with than a bunch of rowdy, rambunctious hooligans from the wine, from the spirits and food industry across Long Island. I tell everybody, my friends out on the West Coast, I'm going to an event with like several thousand people. And I used to work in the food industry, bartending for years when I was lifeguarding out at Tobay Beach and bartending at places like, does anybody know what the Chapter 2 is in Amityville? See, that's how small it is. Okay. Anyway, my mom, Carol Baldwin, was diagnosed with breast cancer in the late 80s. She was screened and she was free and clear in the mid-90s. We started the Carol Baldwin Breast Cancer Research Fund in the mid-90s. We've been in business for over 20 years now. We've raised a lot of awareness. We've raised a lot of money, millions and millions of dollars on Long Island and as a Central New York chapter of where my mother was in Central New York. And obviously the awareness is important. Obviously the funds are critical to the research, very important. But one of the components of my mother's fund that I love the most, it's not the most important, but I love it the most, is the personal love and TLC that a lot of the people get, a lot of the patients get, and a lot of the families get when they're, and I've sent several of my friends from college. Dr. O'Hay handled several of my friends whose mothers had become ill, and I've had strangers come up to me on the street and talk about, they were at one hospital and they decided to change. They came to Stony Brook, and the difference was enormous. And they talked about the staff, they talked about the doctors, they talked about the Carol Baldwin Breast Care Center. And I mean, literally, my mother's staff, my sister runs in upstate New York too, you know, literally when these women are getting, and sometimes men, but women are getting chemotherapy, my sister will show up with like a tray of homemade cookies and a blanket, and she'll sit there and hold the woman's hand and give her like a tray of cookies. It's like that extra layer of like intimacy and detail that I think, especially when you're dealing with a lot of stress, the last thing you want to be dealing with when you're going through something like that is more stress. That causes cancer. So you guys are doing a great thing here. You make me miss Long Island. I hear people say, Bethpage. Isn't that when you play polo with Bethpage? Bethpage, friend Tony Morello from Bethpage. And hearing those names, Di Rienzo, Rinaldo, Canigliaro, Bevilacqua, De Shula. My roommate from college was Umberto De Shula. You don't get names like that in Santa Barbara. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. What you're doing is really great, and my family is eternally grateful. We're so proud and thrilled to be, I wouldn't say partners, to be the beneficiary of your great work and your generosity. So thanks. I wanted to invite my brother Daniel to come on up and say a couple of words real quick too.
So let me open up with a couple of For the Records. For the record, yes, last night we absolutely fried my brother Alec himself. So of course the frying on a family level continues in very, very subtle ways. Hey Billy, I've never actually been to this particular event that we have for Mom's Fund. What's the dress code? Throw a pair of jeans on, a shirt, a jacket. I come, he's got the Armani suit, he's got the button down, he's making me look bad until I looked at his hair and then I knew I was okay. Let me please tell you something. When Billy explained about my mom said to us after being diagnosed, she called everyone some years later, and so there was whisperings going on amongst the siblings. Is Mom no longer in remission? Why would she insist that she wanted all of us to come up for Christmas? And my mother turned around and said, I think I did a good job raising you boys. So I'm going to use your celebrity status to try to find a cure for breast cancer. So of course we all looked at her and we said, hey, great Mom, she's going to have an iced tea stand at the golf course. What is my mom really going to do to have, and millions of dollars later? And I have to tell you, you'll never know what it's like to have someone call you up and go, hey, your mom's on Oprah. I can't get on Oprah, why is my mom on Oprah? I'm gonna leave you with one quick story before I ask Adam Schneider to come up, and that is, there was the difference between this fund and many other, and God bless everyone and all the different causes that we raise money for, because we want to find cures for these diseases. But I remember speaking to a translator, a Vietnamese woman, who said, we only get $75,000 a year from the government, and within 3 months we spend that money, and we then continue to check our work for 9 months until the next allotment of money comes in. By getting a couple of $100,000 of a grant moves us forward 5-6 years in our ability to research. This woman has at a test level the only injectable solution that you put into 2 to 3 major tumors that cause breast cancer and arrest their growth. Now, it hasn't been tested in humans yet, but she's getting close. And I'm telling you that the money you raise in this room can have a direct result in finding a cure for breast cancer in the next 5 to 10 years. With that, and as the games continue, I'm wrong again. Adam's not coming up. Billy needs to say something else.
I do think that's pretty cool. My mother did, she's college educated, she was a teacher, she raised 6 kids, she never really recovered from that. But to do such meaningful work, not more important than being a great wife or being a great mom, but to do some really important work with the fund when you're 55 plus is pretty cool. So I know we're all very proud of that. I just wanted to see if my friend Dr. Brian Elway would come up and just say a word or two about the fund and the funds that we're raising, how they'll be used.